John Ulzheimer is known as one of our nation's most recognized credit experts. Having worked for 28 years in the credit industry, John has become one of the most prolific speakers about credit and the go-to authority on answers to credit-related questions. Credit Countdown with John Ulzheimer.
Hello, my name is John Ulzheimer. I am a consumer credit expert. Got almost 30 years of experience in the credit industry. I've spent time at FICO, which is one of the two generally recognized credit score brands in the United States, along with VantageScore. And I have spent time at Equifax, which is one of the three generally recognized credit reporting agencies, along with, of course, TransUnion and Experian. So today we're going to talk about free credit scores and specifically kind of address this question about whether or not free credit scores have value. So this is an interesting evolution that we've gone through with respect to credit-related products. There was a time, many years ago, when I actually started in the industry, where getting a credit score was unheard of. There was no option to get your credit score unless you happened to work for a bank and you pulled your own credit report and saw your score, which is not a good way of getting a credit report or credit score, obviously. Even getting a credit report was difficult because, there was no internet in 1995, at least not as we know it today. So there was no website to go to and pull or request a credit report. You had to either mail in a request to the credit bureaus or call them and ask for a copy. And in many states, there was a cost involved with buying one of your credit reports. And then you would call in, send them a check, and then they would send you a credit report in the mail. Things like credit monitoring didn't even exist yet. Credit freezes didn't even exist yet. So one of the evolutions with respect to credit scores is that there was a time where the credit score was a product sold to consumers. It's always been a product sold to lenders. That has been the deliverable and the method of sale for a credit score since day one. But for consumers, there was a time where you had to buy a credit report, you had to buy a credit score, you had to pay for credit monitoring, you had to pay to freeze your credit reports in most scenarios. So whenever you went to a credit bureau's website or one of these companies that was reselling products and services from the credit reporting agencies, you needed a credit card because you had to buy these things. They were either subscriptions or you had to buy them in a transactional basis. $15 for this, $25 for that, $29.99 per month for this subscription. Today, we don't live in that world any longer. Today, credit-related products and services with respect to lenders have really become more of what's referred to as a loss leader than it is a product. Sure, are there places where you can go and find credit scores to purchase online? You can buy credit scores from FICO's website. You can buy credit reports from any number of sources. You can pay for credit monitoring from any number of sources, but you don't have to unless you just like that particular deliverable. And if you do, we're all adults. You can pick and choose to spend your money where you like, but you don't have to because there are a lot of places where you can get free credit reports, free credit scores, free credit monitoring, and security freezes. President Trump signed a bill into law a few years ago that amended the Fair Credit Reporting Act and now made security freezes or credit freezes for free. So as it pertains to scores in particular, whether they're FICO branded scores or VantageScore branded scores, you can get them at no cost. I put up on this board Experian, American Express, Capital One, US Bank, Chase, Discover. In the world of credit, these are perhaps the most recognized names, if not among the most recognized names, not only in the US, but some of these, you would recognize them wherever you were on the globe. And if I asked you to tell me which of these organizations give away a free credit score from FICO or a free credit score from VantageScore, unless you sat there on your internet and did some research, you couldn't tell me. Some of these companies are part of FICO's open access program where they can actually give away free FICO scores. Some of these companies are not, and they actually give away VantageScore credit scores. So the point is that free scores are all good for two reasons. A, they're free. And then B, they all tell a story about you. They all tell the story about whether or not you're a high credit risk or a low credit risk. So I've heard this argument that, only FICO scores have value. Okay, well that's fine. If you feel that way, you could feel that way right up until you go to a lender that pulls a VantageScore, right? And then some people say, well, the Vantage score has a ton of value and FICO is, the value of FICO is diminishing. I'm going to respectfully disagree with you. Because if you go to apply for a mortgage, right now the only score used in mortgage lending is a FICO score. So this whole battle between the consumer battle between which score should I get? Should I pay for one? Should I get it for free? Should it be the Vantage score brand? Should it be the FICO brand? My perspective is, as long as you're willing to give me stuff, I'm willing to take it. So if you want to give me free credit reports every week at annualcreditreport.com, which is what's happening right now, I'll take them every week. If you want to give me free credit scores from all these organizations at no cost, regardless of whether a FICO score or Vantage score, I'll take them. I'm never going to turn down a free credit report. I'm never going to turn down a free credit score. There's a lot of websites, I don't have them listed up here, but you can find them pretty easily, that give away free credit monitoring. Free credit monitoring, right? Would you rather have free credit monitoring or pay $29.99 a month for monitoring? Sure, there are some differences. Some of the free credit services, actually all the free monitoring services, monitor fewer than all three of your credit reports, and so you really would like to see changes to all three of them. But you can freeze your credit reports. Freezing credit reports is free. There's no cost involved with putting a security freeze on your report. So I guess the long and short of it is that if you have a relationship with almost any financial institution at all, or you have a browser and you can go to some of these websites, you can get free credit reports and free credit scores. They all have value. Your credit scores are going to be directionally similar, meaning if you've got great credit, all your credit scores are going to be great. If you've got lousy credit, all your credit scores are going to be lousy. If you have average credit scores are all going to be about average. So they all have value because they all tell a story about you. So the next time you want to go buy a credit-related product, like a report or a score or monitoring, you can choose to buy one or you can choose to leave your credit card in your wallet because you may not need it, because there's a ton of free options and they're all really, really worth it. So if you have any questions about free credit-related products or have a question, what should I do here or where should I go there, drop them in the comment section below and I'll do my best to get to them. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day. We'll talk again soon.
For more videos and credit tips from John Ulzheimer, go to www.tradelinesupply.com.